Hi friends, welcome to Leelalicious. I'm Regina and today I'm going to show you how to make a gluten-free and dairy-free pumpkin pie. Right now, as I'm filming this, we are a week away from American Thanksgiving, and I thought this is a perfect time to share with you my pumpkin pie recipe. But of course, you can enjoy and make this any other time of year as well. Thanksgiving is usually a time filled with family recipes that have been passed down through the generations, so there's certain sentimental memories associated with them. And my philosophy is that if you do enjoy those and can have them, then go for it. Keep up those family traditions and recipes. My belief is that the holidays are not a time to healthify every single recipe. However, if you have certain food intolerances, then this is the time of year that can be tough to navigate. So my hope with this video is to give you a pumpkin pie recipe that everyone will love, no matter their dietary preferences, and those with food intolerances can enjoy in peace. So first, we're going to make my gluten-free coconut flour pie crust. However, if you already have a go-to pie crust recipe or a suitable store-bought version, then you can skip ahead right to the pumpkin pie filling. That pumpkin pie filling recipe is dairy-free and paleo-friendly, and I'm also including a vegan and low-carb or keto option. We're going to make the coconut flour pie crust in a food processor. First up, we need 3/4 of a cup of coconut flour. Next, 6 tablespoons of butter or solid coconut oil. Then add 2 eggs or a flax meal substitute. I'm going to link my recipe for that below. Using the flax egg substitute, the crust ends up being a little bit softer, but it's still delicious and holds up well to the pumpkin pie filling. And finally, a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Now close the food processor lid and pulse continuously until all of the ingredients combine into a uniform dough. Now there's a couple ways to shape this dough into your pie pan. If you want to roll out the dough, start by pressing it into a flat disc shape and transfer it to the fridge to firm up for 20 minutes or freeze for about 5. Now place the chilled dough disc between 2 sheets of parchment paper and roll it out evenly until it is about 2 inches larger in diameter than your pie pan. Now this next step may be a bit hard if you don't have much space in your fridge or freezer, but I find it really helps to now place the rolled out sheet in the fridge again. It's just so much easier to flip it into the pie pan this way. Remove 1 layer of the parchment paper and now flip it over into your pie pan. Remove the other layer of parchment and use your hands to gently guide the crust into the shape of the pan. And don't worry if the crust tears or rips, you can just use the warmth of your hands to kind of smoosh it back together and smooth it out. Use a small paring knife to cut off any overhang. You can also just put your finished pie crust dough into the pie pan and then just use your hands or the back of a spoon or the bottom of a glass and push it into the shape of your pie pan. I'm showing you a sample here with a chocolate version of this crust. Use a fork to poke some holes into the bottom and the sides of the crust. You can blind bake the crust by adding a piece of parchment paper on top of the dough and then using pie weights or beans or some other glass weights. But honestly, I don't do that all the time. Even if the crust shrinks a little bit, the final pumpkin pie still turns out delicious. Pre-bake the crust for 15 minutes in a 350-degree oven. Then take it out and let it cool while we're preparing the pumpkin pie filling. To make the filling, we first need 1 can or 15 ounces of pumpkin puree. You can also use homemade if you have. Then add 2 eggs, or for a vegan version, you can use 1/2 cup of aquafaba, which is the liquid from a can of chickpeas. And then whip the aquafaba with your electric mixer until it is about doubled in size. Then add 1/2 cup of unsweetened almond milk, 1/3 cup of coconut cream, 1/3 cup of maple syrup or a sugar-free alternative, or use 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar or sweetener. Then add 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. I'm going to link my homemade version. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and a pinch of sea salt. Use a whisk or a mixer to combine all of the pumpkin pie filling ingredients until evenly and smoothly combined. And now we're going to add it into our pie crust, either the one we just made or any other homemade or store-bought version. Pour the filling mixture into the pre-baked pie shell. Use a spatula or a spoon to smooth out the top, and then tap the pie pan onto the counter a few times. This will even out the filling and also will make sure it goes into all of the crevices. And then bake the pie at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 40 to 50 minutes. If the edge of your crust darkens too much, you can cover it up about halfway through. The pie will be done when you notice that the filling has set mostly. It will look darker in color and the edges may be puffed up, but the center may still be a little bit jiggly. Or you can also use a food thermometer, and when it reaches 160 degrees Fahrenheit, you can be sure that it's done. Now, if you want to make sure that the filling doesn't crack, we need to cool it down gently. Turn off the oven, but leave the pie inside with the oven door cracked open. Leave the pie to cool like that for about 2 hours, and then you can put it in the fridge to cool fully. And you are ready to enjoy delicious homemade gluten and dairy-free pumpkin pie. I love it best served with some whipped coconut cream on top and a slight dusting of more pumpkin pie spice or cinnamon. So this is how you make a gluten and dairy-free pumpkin pie. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, whether it's Thanksgiving or any other time of year. And if you're looking for more Thanksgiving ideas and recipes, be sure to check out my recipe compilation video, as well as a blog post roundup with even more recipe ideas. I'm going to link them both below. Be sure to leave me a comment if you make this recipe or plan to. I love to hear from you. Also, give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends that you think will enjoy it as well, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. That way you will always get a notification when I publish a new video. I will see you soon with another delicious recipe. Bye for now.